Good evening. With the time being 7:34, I'd like to call the Government Operations Committee to order. Can I please have roll call?
Petrilla.
Here.
Warble.
Here.
Bessner.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Sulkitis.
Here.
Folks.
Here.
Bungard.
Here.
Munns. Here. Lencioni.
Here.
Gem.
Here.
All right. Wonderful. Next up, we do not have item 7A that was originally on the omnibus is getting pulled off. So we're just going to roll right into item 5A with I believe a short presentation by Heather McGuire, City Administrator. Heather, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening. Just as a quick history lesson, if Council will recall, on October 27, 2021, the state legislature, in all their infinite wisdom, passed an ordinance requiring all local municipalities to take action by November 1st, just a few days later, to preserve any right to implement a penny push tax for video gaming. We called a special meeting at that time and approved an ordinance doing so, but deferred imposition of that tax until May 1st, 2022. Since then, because there are currently 2 pending cases challenging municipalities' rights to be able to implement that tax, we have deferred that through multiple ordinances. So one of those cases has been resolved at the appellate level. It's still open to be challenged at the Supreme Court level, but the other case is still pending. So the recommendation this evening is to continue to defer that push tax and preserve our right to do so until January, through the end of the year of 2025, so through December 31st, 2025.
Is there any questions or comments? Go ahead, Brian.
Question for Nick. Is there a timeline on the cases at all, where they're going, or how much longer?
Well, the Waukegan case just came down in October, and Waukegan's right to the push tax was upheld, so the gaming association's got time to appeal to the Illinois Supreme Court, whether they take it or not, by the end of the year maybe. The other appellate court case in, I think it's Oak Lawn, is still at the appellate court. So depending on how that case is resolved, the Supreme Court may have to take it because you might get 2 differing opinions at 2 different jurisdictions.
Do you anticipate it ultimately going to the Illinois Supreme Court, or? Because my question is, if it stops at the appellate level, do we, and nothing happens for 6 months or a year, do we take action, or do we continue to?
Well, I think giving ourselves a year is going to give us that opportunity. If you get 2 appellate court decisions upholding the tax, even though the Gaming Association has a lot of money, they may still want to appeal to the Supreme Court. Whether they take it or not remains to be seen. Okay. It'll take all of next year to get this resolved out. Then, just to follow up, the Gaming Board has to issue its rules, which we don't have yet, like how to do it.
It's a long process.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And just to clarify that passing this ordinance would just preserve the implementation of it. We still have the right to do it. We can still determine not to do it, but this preserves our right to do it in the future so we don't lose that ability.
Move for approval.
Second. A motion by Wirball, seconded by Petrilla. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. We have 1 nay by Lencioni. That moves forward. So next up, we have item 6A. Chief Mothy is going to make a presentation regarding the intergovernmental agreement for TRICOM Central Dispatch. Go ahead, Chief Mothy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm here to request a recommendation to approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute the restated intergovernmental agreement for TRICOM Central Dispatch. TRICOM was formed in 1976 by an IGA entered into between the cities of St. Charles, Batavia, and Geneva to provide emergency communication services to police, fire, and EMS. The attached IGA is a restatement of the original 1976 IGA as well as 6 subsequent amendments. The IGA represents an updated, consolidated, and modernized document that will continue to serve the needs of TRICOM. IGA has been reviewed and approved by Geneva, St. Charles, and Batavia attorneys and was approved unanimously by the TRICOM Board of Directors at their meeting on November 13th. Any questions?
Any questions regarding this?
Move for approval.
Second. Motion by Wirball, seconded by Petrilla. Roll call, please.
Petrilla.
Yes.
Wirball.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Sulkitis.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munns.
Yes.
Yes.
Lencioni. Gem.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next up, we have item 6B, once again a presentation by Chief Mothy in regards to the disposal of personal property owned by the City of St. Charles.
So I'm requesting the recommendation to approve an ordinance authorizing the disposal of the personal property. The fire department has a surplus of firefighter turnout gear and self-contained breathing apparatus equipment in its inventory. Structural firefighting clothing and protective gear, it has a 10-year lifespan per NFPA code 1851. So surplus of turnout gear that we have has been replaced and is budgeted normally for it. We also have some SCBA equipment that was replaced and is no longer in use. We're looking at trying to donate that to the Fox Valley Career Center. They have a number of high school students from a variety of high schools, including St. Charles, that they do firefighting training, IDLH atmospheres, so there's just theatrical smoke and things of that sort. So in terms of the protective quality for thermals, we don't have to worry about that, but they do use that to try to represent them being in a fire situation with that type of gear. It's been sitting in surplus for us for a while. In the past, we've donated it to a variety of other agencies, so we're requesting to do that, to give that to Fox Valley Career Center. We have spoken with the program instructor, and he's requested the donation of all the equipment and has agreed to the submittal of the proper waivers and hold harmless agreements. Any questions?
Great. Any questions regarding this?
Move for approval.
We have a motion by Munn, seconded by Lencioni. Roll call, please.
Petrula.
Yes.
Wirbel.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Kulkaitis.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munn.
Yes.
Lencioni.
Yes.
Gem.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, Chief. Next up, we have item 7A. Larry Gunderson, the IS Director, is going to make a brief presentation. I know we have some questions about it too, so go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, it's our annual contract with Gardner Technology Consulting Research Services. We've been using them for the last several years. We see a lot of savings, both in direct and indirect savings from using their services. We ensure we have the best cost for purchasing these services through the NASPO state contract, so we know we're getting best value for purchasing these services. So I believe there's a question on what direct savings we would receive by having Gardner. For this upcoming year, one examples would be we're doing a security risk assessment. We'll be doing it with in-house staff, and by using Gardner, we can do that. Without having Gardner, we would have to go out and get consulting services for that. And for that project, we're probably going to see about a $75,000 savings by being able to do the work in-house. Additionally, we're doing a request for a proposal for a video surveillance management system. By using Gardner services, we can save about $5,000 to $7,000 by not going out for a consultant to help us build that RFP. And lastly, we have indirect cost savings. One from productivity savings from when we do research on new technology, existing technology as well too. We go right and use Gardner. We spend a lot less time. We use their unbiased technology expert research services, and that saves us a lot of time. And lastly, we also have savings on training as well too, because we use their research services to obviate the need for us to do direct training on some of these new technologies that we need some research on that we use Gardner for. So.
Thank you for some of that clarity. Larry, did you have a question, Brian?
No, you answered my questions. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Any other questions or comments regarding that?
Move for approval.
Moved by Wirbel, seconded by Gem. Roll call, please.
Petrula.
Yes.
Wirbel.
Yes.
Bessner.
Yes.
Kulkaitis.
Yes.
Folks.
Yes.
Bungard.
Yes.
Munn.
Yes.
Lencioni.
Yes.
Gem.
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you very much, Larry. Is there anyone here tonight for public comment? Seeing none. Any additional items from mayor, council, or staff? I do not believe we have any. Executive session is not needed, so I'm looking for a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Lencioni, seconded by
Second.
Bessner. All those in favor of adjourning say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Government.